Okay, let's see if I can do this. Oh my gosh, I'm juggling so many things here. I got the logic going, and okay. So what I'm gonna do, hopefully we can get a good level here. I'm going to do a new song for me, a new chord melody, and I'm gonna play it first, just one time through, no soloing or anything like that, and then I'll break it down as a tutorial, just in case anyone wants to try to understand my concept. Not that it's anything major or whatever, but it's just how I'm sort of my take on this amazingly beautiful Lionel Hampton ballad. Okay, so that's my preamble. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so here we are at the breakdown section. Let's try to do this. I'm doing a solo budget. Okay, here's this great song, Midnight Sun. Here's the chart for it. I don't know where I got it, and I think it's pretty much on point. Although you can probably tell I took a lot of liberties with stuff. But here comes the breakdown. It's basically someone else did a tutorial on it, and if you learn the first segment, you've basically got the three segments, then just the bridge, and then you've got the whole thing. So this is my little take on it. It poses a lot of questions for me because the there's so much chromaticism in it that how you interpret that I guess it's individual, and I don't know how one reconciles it. I know that I've had a hard time. I'm tangled up in my guitar cord, so that's why I'm messing around down there. So But this is kind of what I've come up with so far. It could change. It very well could change because I never went to music school. I figure out a lot of stuff by myself. I had a lot of really great teachers, but anyway, this is my interpretation. So it starts off in the key of C. It basically goes down in whole steps, in the whole first section of it. And I'll try to show my fingerings as close as I can here. So I'm giving myself a little diminished chord here, if you can see this. And I'm trying to keep the melody on the top of the chord. So then I go to a C major 7, 9, C major 9 chord, right? Then this is a total. I've got a flat 9, C major 7 flat 9, kind of, right? I'm keeping all this stuff on the treble strings here. I don't know if you can see my fingers there, but okay. Now I go to a 6/9, a C major 6/9, because the chord says C major 7. I don't know. I hear different stuff going on there. Back to that first diminished chord that I start with. So the whole first section is okay. As you can hear that good chromatic line there. Then I change my position to a. Okay, so this is a wonderful chord. I think of this as an F sort of 7 chord. You could call it an F. I'm sorry, a G7 sharp 9, but it's got a sharp 5 too. And there's no 5 in it. There's no natural 5 in it, right? But it's got the F in the bass, but it's really, I'm thinking of it as a G7 there, right? But so you can see, hopefully you can see my fingers there. Then the melody note just comes down a half step. So now you can think of it almost. You can almost think of it. I'm still thinking of it as a G, right? But it's a natural 9. It's not a sharp 9. Then I go to. Okay, so now this is an F half diminished chord. We would see it as that, or maybe a D flat 9 chord, which I like that idea better because that's kind of a substitute for the 5, which is a G anyway. So there I go with that. Okay, so far we have. And then I'm just sneaking this little melody note in there. So I'm rolling this. To a C6, right? Back to that same note. Dee-doo. Now, this part was really messed up, and I'm still messed up about it because I do it 2 different ways. Sometimes 3 different ways, actually. So the melody goes, it's chromatic again. Okay, but so what do you do? What do you really do? Thank you, Lionel Hampton. What kind of freaky deal were you thinking? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh my God. So I'm treating this kind of like an augmented sort of thing. I'm going G augmented, right? To an F flat 9, F7 flat 9, to an F augmented to an E flat 9. So the whole thing is, which is a hot mess, whatever. Okay, then, so you get your garden variety C minor 9 chord, right? To I'm inferring an F F9 flat 5 or sharp 11, right? Okay, and so we've got from that chromatic part. Then the whole thing repeats in the next key, which is in B flat, right? So I'm going to jump probably to, I'm going to jump to the other section, to the bridge section, and then you've basically got the whole thing, because it just goes down the board. And believe it or not, you actually have enough room. You don't run out of space, which is we guitar players hate that stuff. However, I'm going to backtrack a little bit and say, okay, because this section posed lots of conundrums for me. So I did it first. I think I did it just totally augmented, which is kind of got a cool dreamscape sort of vibe to it. Then I did this weirdness, which I don't even think I played in the intro thing. So again, keeping the same melody on top, there's my G augmented chord to my, wait, let me just touch that and make sure it doesn't go to sleep. Oh, what are you doing? Come back. What? Wait, no, we didn't want that. I know I'm backlit. Just cool. Okay. So anyway, that was a G augmented chord to a B flat 7 sharp 5, which makes no sense at all, because then my bass motion becomes goofy, to again an F augmented to a G sharp 7 sharp 5. Did I say that right? G sharp 7 sharp 5, or sharp 11, I guess you could say. Yeah. Okay. All right. So very, very twisted, but the whole thing is kind of twisted, actually. Okay, so those are my 3 different ways of that section, which I think I threw in there in the intro. Okay. Now we're going to attack the B section, which is probably the easiest part. But what's weird about this tune is the bars. It's a strange amount of bars. The bridge is very short, and it's like 14 bars or something each section, which is kind of bizarro. Anyway, what happens at the end of the second section, instead of it doing that chromatic, instead of that, it does, and then it changes keys to E, right? It goes to the key of E. So this is very, very, I cheaped out on this one, but I'm going to show you what I did anyway. So it turns around, then the melody comes in. Regular old, as I say, garden variety E major 7 to, you can think of this as to a 13 chord, right? Like, so I'm going to a C minor 7, C sharp minor 7, right? Which you can think of as an E6 if you want to. So I'm not breaking any laws because the chart says E, right? So I'm going, so my melody is right on the second string there, if you can see that. Then I can throw in a 6/9 chord if I like. Then it goes minor, 2 5s and minor, to the down a whole step again, but in a different key, so which is really cool, right? So again, an E minor 7, throwing that 6 on the top, which is the melody, or you can call it, a 13, minor 13, minor 7 13, right? To now we change to an A7, so I'm just using a cheap little 1-3-7 voicing here, right? I'm just playing the melody on the top of it to an A9, 13, resolving to the 1, which is now the new key is D, D major 7. You can mess around or whatever you're going to do, and then the then it goes same thing actually. Da, 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 right? To da, da, right? So the same move works for both keys, and then you're back home, and I think that it's so it's right. C major 7, E flat 7, D minor 7, G7. Okay, and that's basically it. And then I think I'm going to call it, because this is a long video, and hopefully that was intelligible, because I haven't done one of these in a long time. But I love this song. I've just been messing with it, and I thought, strike while the iron is hot. Okay,